Hello, I'm Heidi Lester. I'm a counsellor and I'm a psychotherapist. And welcome back to my podcast, We Are All Fine, an acronym for flawed, insecure, nervous and emotional. I'll apologise for the write-off. If you can hear rain behind me, it's absolutely pouring it down here. I hope it's not going to disturb us too much, but there's nothing I can do about Mother Nature. So I hope we've all had a wonderful week. I know many of you will be starting college, university, or you'll be heading back to sixth form or school. So next week, I'll be talking about those experiences of starting university, what to expect, what to look forward to, and of course, all those very human and normal feelings you might have along the way. So if you're starting something new this term or just want to feel a little less alone in it all, please make sure you join me next week. But before that, this is episode 27. And today we're talking about something that so many people, so many young people struggle with. And that's that painful feeling of not being good enough in relationships. Maybe you worry you're too much or not enough, or that one day your partner will see the real version of you and leave. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone, promise you that. And today we're going to talk about why this happens, why you're feeling like this, and what you can do to shift away from it and change your perspective. I'll need about 10 minutes of your time and make yourselves comfortable. So I'm going to start with why you're going to be feeling not good enough. And the first thing I need to be talking about is your early experiences. If you grew up with a lot of criticism, emotional neglect or love that felt inconsistent, your brain is going to have wired itself up to believe this. I'm only worthy of love if I prove myself or keep everybody happy. Now that's not your fault. It's simply how your nervous system would have learned to protect you. But now as an older adult or an older person, this wiring is going to make you feel undeserving of love, and it won't make you feel safe and supportive in relationships. The second reason you're not going to feel good enough is all around this comparison culture. Think about the world we live in today. Social media is constantly bombarding you with highlight reels of perfect couples in perfect relationships living those perfect lives. You'll see the date nights, the holidays, the big gestures, but what you don't see are the arguments, the insecurities of each of those people because they'll have them, or the doubts or the ordinary messy moments that people will not put on a TikTok or an Instagram post. It's so easy to measure yourself against those filtered images and think that I'll never be enough. But remember, comparison steals joy and it will not be telling the whole truth. Next, let's look at what attachment style you have, because this will play a big role in how you turn up and how you feel in your romantic relationships. If you lead towards an anxious attachment, again, this would have been buried on a landscape of neglect or emotional distance in childhood. You might find yourself fearing rejection or abandonment, always waiting for the other shoe to drop. You'll never be able to fully catch your breath. You'll always be anxious, almost in a fight, flight or freeze zone, and that constant fear will fuel the feeling of not being enough, because your nervous system, as I said a few moments ago, is wired to look for danger even when there's nothing there. And the fourth thing to be mindful of, one of the reasons you're going to be thinking you're not enough, is your inner critic. That little voice, that loud voice, critical voice that lives inside every single one of us. Now, over time, we will internalize those harsh voices. Now, they would have come from parents, teachers, peers, or probably past partners. Now, those voices replay in your mind like an old record. You're not good enough. They don't really love you. You'll be left behind. Sounds awful, but so familiar. And yes, so normal. So even when someone is showing you care, your inner critic will make you doubt it. So think about early experiences, how much of that comparison culture that you live in and all that attention you give to other people, which strips you from your own self-worth, your attachment style, and then blend in that inner critic. All of these things are happening for all of these people, including me. All four of these elements are active in every single one of us. But when they blend together and make you feel not good enough, that's what you're tuning into. Just keep listening, because I'm now going to tell you 5 ways you can help yourself shift your perspective to a more realistic one. And guess what? You are good enough. I'll always tell you you're good enough, because you are. Okay, my 5 suggestions, I use them regularly. I know these work. Number 1, you need to challenge the inner story. So first, notice when your mind starts to throw those little words at you, those 3 little harsh words, I'm not enough. So instead of treating it as truth, add the phrase, I notice I'm having the thought that I'm not enough. This small shift creates space between you and the thought, which will help you see it as mental chatter, not a fact written in stone. Number 2, practice self-compassion. This is so, so important. If I can get you to do this, if this is the only takeaway from this podcast, I have done you a massive favour. You need to start to practice self-compassion regularly. So I'm thinking about this. You need to talk to yourself the way you would a close friend. If your best friend told you, I feel unlovable, I don't feel enough, you wouldn't say, yeah, you're right, you're awful. You'd say, come on, that's not true. You are so deserving of love. You would believe in that person. And that's the twist with self-compassion, to gently start to nudge your self-belief and increase your confidence and give yourself that same kindness. We have talked about those gentle positive affirmations, haven't we, in a previous podcast? So let's start to bring them inwards and turn them onto you. And here's one for you. I deserve love and care just as I am. Say it to yourself right now. I deserve love and care just as I am. Number 3, let's look for the evidence. Challenge the story your mind is spinning. So ask yourself, what evidence do I have right now that in this moment with this person, I'm not good enough? And what evidence do I have that I am? Most of the time, your reality paints a much kinder picture than the one your anxious thoughts want you to believe. So you're in a restaurant, you're in a bar, you're in a car, wherever you are with that person, look for the evidence. Where's the evidence that I'm not good enough? Because you won't find much. And where's the evidence that I am? You're going to have more. This person is choosing to spend time with you. Remember that. They don't have to be there. They are there through choice. The 4th thing I'm going to suggest you do is communicate with your partner. Never bottle up your feelings. Share your feelings openly and honestly. Try this if you're not sure what to say. Say something like, sometimes I worry I'm not enough, and I know that's my anxiety talking. If your partner is as supportive as they should be, and I hope they are, they're going to want to reassure you. And over time, that openness will build trust and safety. If you keep those lines of communication open, that's always going to serve you. And the 5th suggestion is work on your self-identity outside of the us in the relationship. So let's think of the I, let's think of the me, let's think of the you. This one is huge. When your entire sense of worth is tied to your relationship, every wobble is going to feel catastrophic. You need to find a way to nurture the part of your identity that exists outside of your relationship. So away from this, think about who you are, what you stand for. What are your hobbies, your friendships, your studies, your career, your focus, your values? Who are you? The more grounded you are in you, the less your worth depends on how your partner sees you. When you start practicing these shifts, something powerful will happen. You're going to stop living as someone who has to constantly earn love, and you're going to begin to see yourself as someone who is already worthy of it. Not because you're perfect, not because you've ticked some invisible boxes, but because you are a young person, you're a human being, and that is always enough. That's the foundation for healthier, happier, more balanced relationships. Thank you for listening to We Are All Fine. And remember, the belief that you're not enough is just that, a belief, not a fact. You're worthy of love, connection, and respect. I hope now you understand there's going to be 4 reasons you're not going to feel enough, but there are 5 things you can do to combat that, bring in a more realistic sense of self and identity. You are good enough. If you found this episode helpful, please follow me on TikTok. Come over and say hello on all the social media channels, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and of course TikTok. I post daily tips, or please drop me an email at HeidiWeAreAllFine@gmail.com. And if you know somebody who might need this reminder today, share the episode with them. As I said at the top of the show, episode 28 is all about the feelings, the fear, and the fun about starting university. So make sure you join me next Monday, and I think that's going to be freshers week for many of you. We are all flawed, insecure, nervous, and emotional, but always, always remember, be yourself. You are no one else. Until next week, take good care, and I'll see you then. Finally, some important takeaways. This podcast is for informational use only and should not be used as a substitution for professional advice or for personal diagnosis. These opinions are personal, and I do not guarantee the accuracy of such opinions or information. I'm not intending to create a counselling relationship with you, and you should always consult a qualified mental health professional with any concerns.